thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, as RCI kicks into high gear, Toby Smith is in London tonight, speaking to international media, he says, and the Privy Council, crying foul on the entire project. Meanwhile, with more and more suicides on record, Minister of National Security Wayne Munro is asking that we all be a bit more sensitive. Also, don't expect Prime Minister Davis to ring the bell anytime before 2026. That declaration made by National Security Minister Munro yesterday. And so tonight, the big question, how are the parties looking? Who has it together at this point and who is floundering? This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Now, just before we get into tonight's show, this from the police, just moments before we came on air, the police are on the scene at this moment of a shooting incident on DeVoe Street. The victim has succumbed to their injuries, not certain whether it's a male or female at this point, but another homicide on record this evening at this hour. Police are again on the scene of a fatal shooting on DeVoe Street. That scene is unfolding right now. And if we get any more information during tonight's broadcast, we will certainly update it for you. Meanwhile, though, a multi-million-dollar development on Paradise Island remains on track, with executives confident it will be open by the end of 2025. This comes as developers may be clearing the final legal hurdles that once threatened to derail their plans. Jose Etienne has more, and then we come back and discuss.
1 year after breaking ground for its Royal Beach Club on the western tip of Paradise Island, Royal Caribbean International executives have their eyes set on the end of the year for its grand opening, with hopes of providing another touristic attraction for nearby cruise ship passengers and Bahamians.
There's really only one phase that we're going to be opening in December of this year. But again, we are just about finished with most of the foundational work. I think 13 of the 15 structures foundations have been laid. We're starting to come out of the ground.
That's Philip Simon, president of RCI's Beach Club. And he's defending the interests of Bahamians, who he says could eventually have more stake in the $165 million project than initially proposed.
We're very proud of the partnership that we have with the government as well as the Bahamian community. It is a 49-51% equity split. We hope to have the equity raise part of it with the public and Bahamians later this year, within the third quarter.
Smith giving that update as he took reporters on a tour of the 17-acre development site that sits on private and Crown land. However, portions of this land have been at the center of controversy. Bahamian developer Toby Smith had rival development plans, which eventually went up in smoke after RCI got the land deal. And despite Smith seeking refuge from the higher courts, they ruled that Smith's lease agreement claim was invalid.
There was a previous 7-acre lease that would have been amended in 2022 to remove 3 acres that were in conversation. This would have been even prior to any particular court action. The company decided to amend its lease and convert it to a 4-acre lease, and so there is absolutely no overlapping.
With executives' targeted opening date being 9 months away, workers, nearly 300 of them, are ramping up their efforts to meet that deadline.
The timeline is, for any construction project, always seems tight, but despite the optics of it, we are definitely making progress and we're definitely making pace, and we're going to stay on that target until completion.
On the east side of the property, senior construction manager Braxton Skinner gave reporters a glimpse of what's to be expected down the line.
We consider this our chill neighborhood, so this would be more for our adults who want to relax and enjoy the vacation. We're standing across right now from our beach entry, and the buildings behind me are here to accommodate our guests with quick service restaurants.
On this side of the property, we see some progress being made. As you can see, workers are actively getting the job done with the help of a number of heavy-duty machinery. Now, just to get an idea of what is being developed on this side of the beach club.
We have the family pool, which is the furthest developed pool under the 3 pools, family, chill, and party pool.
A project of this magnitude, though, has also sparked concerns about a potential harmful impact to the country's habitat. That's where environmental consultant Janine Bullard comes in.
We were a part of the team that came in and collected the native and protected species as well as other landscaping species that could be used back in the landscaping pilot once construction is completed.
This development has gotten government's nod of approval at the heads of agreement signing last year. Prime Minister Philip Davis and Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper touted it as a step forward for Bahamian inclusion in major tourism projects. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, it's good to see that project moving forward, and really a lot of hope and excitement is anticipated for what it promises to bring. But one person who has an issue with it, in fact, he is in London this evening, according to social media posts, is Toby Smith. Before we get in and bring the Hot Topics panelists in, we will hear what it is that Smith is doing in London.
Yeah, man, right here in London. Got the interview all lined up. Got the international media with interest. And yeah, as the articles come out, we're agitating for change. We're agitating for equality for Bahamians. We're agitating for financial equality. We're agitating for the corrupt Bahamian government, coupled with a Royal Caribbean cruise line as a neo-colonialist exploiting the Bahamas for its natural resources, our ocean, our land, our people, our crown land, the inequality of expenses that they don't have to pay that are saddled on Bahamians' back as taxes, that no, we need better. And I'm pushing for better, and I'm asking Bahamians to stand up with me in that push for better. So, yeah, man, got no problem coming to London to bring our story. Here we are, beautiful blue skies, out front of the news desk, and ready to go, man. So bless up Bahamas. We can do it, man. We can do this 242.
Toby say bless up. I tell you, boy, he take that little island vibe to London. But the question tonight, how much of the property that he actually was given is being developed? I'd like to know, I mean, has he broken ground? You know, is there a block there? Like, what, has he planted a tree? Because what is Toby doing other than agitating this project? And I'm no on nobody's side here. But I don't know, Toby. It's like, what are you doing with what you have while you fight for more? Well, we're gonna start right there this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, our contributors, Peggy Candace and Garth Rosborough. Good evening to both of you. It's great to have you both here.
Good evening. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Listen, it's good to see you both, by the way. But let's just jump right in. Your thoughts on we see the Royal Caribbean International Bahamas project really making great headways. They had the media there today on a tour to walk through and to see what's happening. And then you have Toby, who too owns a portion of the property over on Paradise Island where this major project is being developed. But Toby is angry still, accusing whether it's this administration, the one before now, because his fight didn't just start, about the fact that, listen, y'all are not treating Bahamians well, in particular him. He is entitled to that land because he has some development that he wants to bring to that area. Your thoughts on just how this is playing out and how it looks, the taste of it all.
Thank you once again, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. I think Toby's fight started under the last Christie administration.
Since then?
Yes. And throughout the Minnis administration, because I think he was granted in principle this Crown land, and then the deal fall through, and it was just one back and forth with him and the two administration. And you asked a very, very good question. Has Toby planted a tree on this property, or is he being like the dog and the bone? You got your bone, but you're looking at somebody else's. And the thing is, government is responsible for creating employment opportunities for Bahamians. And I think this is what this administration and this project has been focused on. It is good news when we hear that the estimated time for opening would be the end of the year. We know Bahamians need, and people say, oh, we're doing this, we do. It beats doing nothing. And so I am so excited to see that it is progressing and that attention, and this is what Toby need to do. Toby need to communicate. What is his intention? What is his problem to Bahamians? You just can't invite us to be a part of the fight and we don't know the details. And he's been at it almost 10 years, if I recall correctly. And so you need communication with Bahamians is vital. You can't say you're fighting for us and we don't know the details.
I agree.
I like it. There's nothing I can say different to that. I did have an opportunity to personally sit with Mr. Philip Simon. He did lay out an exhaustive plan as exactly what is to be expected on that particular site. And I must say myself, as much as I love the idea of fighting for the common man, I love the idea of a commonwealth for Bahamians. Mr. Simon himself did show us and express us so many various ways that we, the Bahamian people, were going to benefit. As a human resources major myself, I looked at all of the various avenues of opportunity that will be afforded to us because of this port. When I first heard of this, Shanique, I was appalled. I was like, oh my God, we don't need this. Especially how they were using those same gold shovels it looks like that they were using for FDX. I said, it's sure to be a disaster. But upon sitting with Mr. Simon, I said, this is an impressive plan. And when he shared with us the billions, I'm not saying millions of dollars, the billions of dollars that that particular cruise line actually creates, I then got the idea, Shanique, that we can possibly even use a model similar to this for people like Toby on the other family of islands. We can have our own cruise ship companies. If the people that he went to London to say gather together, pull together to fight for us as Bahamians, then prove it to us, pull these people together now that you have a plot of land, like Shanique said. You haven't planted a tree yet, but pull these people together and let us go ahead and purchase our own cruise ships and have our own cruises to make Warner and Abaco, Grand Bahama, Eleutheric, Zuma, and all the rest of these 3-day, 5-day, 7-day cruises. We can do this. If they can do it, then let's do it too.
And you know what's funny? It's Peggy, I like your analogy with the bone. Because I think he was offered something like, listen, you sit, develop your land, do whatever you want to do. But here's what RCI is willing to do, Garth. And he turned it all down and continues to be a doggone pimple on the backside of everybody else, because you're right, nobody understands your fight, really. You know how many Bahamians of a darker hue, and I am no racist, I could care less about black and white, but let's just talk about that for a moment. You know how Garth then, a dark-skinned man, Bahamian man like yourself, would love to say he has either leased or own a piece of property next to what Royal Caribbean is doing on Paradise Island. Are you kidding? Like how, I want to know how Toby came up on this. Who agreed to it? How was the agreement made? Because you all be giving away stuff and nobody even know about nothing that's being given away. Because my thing is, Toby, let's be real. The 20 plus acres of land there that are being developed, and you have perhaps 7 acres of it, do you not see the opportunity there? And as we are being told, you are given even a gift to say, listen, first of all, come in agreement with us, Royal Caribbean. Let us sort of give you a built-in success model for yourself, but you have to lift a finger and still go and develop whatever it is that you are developing.
If I recall correctly, Toby plan was similar to that of Royal Caribbean, that's the name, and Atlantis. So in that small area, you will have theme parks, he wanted a more Bahamian experience, if I recall correctly. But if you're given assistance to tie into partnership, Why not?
Why not?
You
Why not?
can't- you
And then
can't
on
have
top of
20
that, do you have a built-in audience? So you've got to look at this broader. Take off every bit of scale, the horse bits. You have got okay, fine. If the Privy Council say give him which I don't know what the Privy Council have any right to dictate anything in this nation, including when it comes to criminal matters.
Voice is voice.
We thank you. We doggone our sovereign nation. But if the Privy Council somehow says, you know what, no, that's that man's, give it to him. Okay, when you build it out, right? If you are able to do so, when you do that, do you have a built-in audience to come to your island and client? No, let's be real. Royal Caribbean does.
Yes.
Millions each year. And so let's just look at this sensibly, man, and stop doggone posturing and talking stupidness and getting people excited and
going
heated.
to London.
And going, well, London is nice.
Yes.
I'm sure he flew on British Airways and it was quite nice, perhaps in business class, very nice. But again, stop the foolishness, man. Listen, completed and attempted suicides have been and continue to peak, and they peaked in 2024. Already for the year, the numbers are showing that Bahamians are still experiencing a level of misery and hopelessness. Minister of National Security Wayne Munro is addressing the rising number of suicides and attempted suicides, speaking out following the recent attempt by a 19-year-old girl, as reported yesterday, whose condition remains unknown at this time. This marks the 5th attempted suicide of 2025. Following incidents involving a 23-year-old woman on March 2nd, a juvenile on February 6th, a 31-year-old man on January 11th, and a 21-year-old woman January 1st. The trend follows the suicides of a 39-year-old man on February 21st and a 36-year-old man on February 20th, bringing the total number of suicides this year to 3. Munro underscored the need to support citizens struggling with mental health challenges. While crime remains a priority, he acknowledged that some cases may be beyond intervention, but stressed that suicide prevention efforts can and should be strengthened.
Crime that is most disturbing to me in the homicide side is we had an attempted suicide and a suicide last week. That is as troubling as murders, because we've seen the videos now of these miscreants jumping out, gunning down people. So that are just people who cannot have any love in their heart. But we also have to be concerned with our citizens who feel so hopeless and lost that they would kill themselves or attempt to kill themselves. This morning again I saw another instance of attempted suicide mixed right in there with those homicides. The homicides tend to be directed, and those people who decide that they're going to do that, there's very little, I suspect, we can do other than seek to interdict them, catch them. If we don't catch them before they commit it, then after. But while we get so focused on that, we seem to be ignoring that there's an increasing rate of people committing suicide or attempting to commit suicide, and that surely has to be something we can do more about. Surely has to be something we can do more about in changing those persons' mindset. A fellow will jump out of a car and, like you saw them when they killed a man in front of his child, who would do that sort of thing. You would think it's very little you can say to that person to dissuade them from doing that. But certainly the young woman who says, after she took the alcohol and the pills, I asked the Lord why he didn't take her. There must be something we could do about that. So crime will happen. As I said in the House today, the types of crimes that are increasing are murder, sexual offenses, and car stealing from outside of persons' houses. Everything else is falling. So let's do what we can do, and that's the most that you can do. Look after your children, pay attention to other people's children, and let us all stop being unconcerned.
Well, let us all stop being unconcerned. Peggy and Garth, you all heard. It really is troubling to see before Bahamians never even considered suicide, self-harm was never a consideration for us in this nation. It just wasn't something that we did in the numbers that we're seeing. What do you suppose, where's the mindset, what's happening among us that many people are resorting to that and seeing that as the only way out?
Mental health is real. The misery index in this country is increasing, and family structure is not as strong as it used to be for that solid support system. And I think that is a great contribution to what we see is happening. I mean, last week we had a suicide in Abaco, and the same day we had a gentleman try to jump off the the bridge, Paradise Island Bridge. The young women, I remember last year we had a 11 or 14-year-old committed suicide. Yes. And we have had an increasing number, especially in Grand Bahama, if my memory serves me correctly. And I think it is all about the three things that I've named: mental health, being stigmatized, people being uncomfortable and trying to hide their depression, cope with their depression, work with their depression, socialize with their depression, and when they get in their private space, they have to deal with the darkness of depression. Mm-hmm. I believe the family structure is not as strong. We don't have the Grammys like the Grammys. No. We don't have the Grammys like my mama Nessie, where I spent many of my days with her. And it creates security, because the Grammys have a way of loving you like none other. We don't have the on the porch experience like I grew up with Annie Lutra. And so these are things that we have to go back to the old landmark in our country. The minister talked about looking out for each other's children, looking and not abusing. These are the concerns, because parents are not as secure as they used to, because they don't know the mental state of their neighbor. And one thing that I want to point out in the last 2 weeks, today being included, babies being born and thrown away. We had one found today on Paradise Island, and one, I think, a week or two ago. These are signs of a society that is in crisis. This is the cry out. If I born 4 children, if you could born a child and throw it away, my God, mentally something have to be wrong with you. And then where's your family? That family support. And so these are the things that social services need to step up their game with.
Garth, you have a 10-second comment?
Well, I just want to encourage those people who are part of the clergy, part of the church system, the structure, that, now is the time to really step up the game and reach out to the community. It's not about your pockets, it's not about your bank accounts, it's not about the Learjet or your mansions. It's about people. God loves people. He was never a fan of things.
Excellent. We are just getting started this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're back right after this break.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, buddy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, buddy? Well, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do? What does do? Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Hello?
You guys had anything to eat as yet? Y'all know Christmas just gone and things are rough.
All right, but y'all let me working all day, but what we gonna eat?
If we was by the mall, we could go by Wendy's and get the Dave's special for $5.
Yeah, but you do know that the Dave's deal is now actually nationwide, right?
Wait, let's go Cable Beach right there.
Let's go.
All right.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Enjoy zero-down financing on your next visit to Montague Motors. Our selection of cars come included with license, inspection, and a 3-month warranty. And with our easy 24 hours financing, you will be on the road in up to 48 hours. What makes Montague Motors different? We inspect our cars in Japan, providing you with the best quality purchase. Visit Montague Motors today, number 6 Village Road. Call or check our Facebook page for more information.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, the Free National Movement must have gotten wind of this segment coming up. And that's because the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, is urging the Free National Movement to slow its roll regarding the anticipation of a possible snap election. Munro, who is responsible for government business in the House of Assembly, said that there will be no election before 2026.
The Bahamian people will have a choice in 2026, and they should pay close attention to a comparison, because the choice will be between continued progress here under a steady, sober, deliberate leader, or, but I ain't sure which one of the three can be leading them, whether it's going to be St. Barnabas, Marco City, or Kalani. But one of them, whoever it is, in the words of Prince, they don't compare to him.
Listen, like the games have started. Let the games begin. And so the reason I said that the FNM must have gotten wind of this segment is because during the break, one of my panelists, Peggy, you gotta put that out there a little bit, because I'm sure it's gonna be out there, said that she just got word that the Free National Movement has just now, you were hearing it here first, just now ratified 4 female.
14.
What?
14.
Oh, flip, the FNM woke up. The FNM woke up.
This could take them for the giddy up today.
Listen to me, that the FNM has just ratified 14 candidates, all New Providence?
New Providence.
All New Providence. Listen, y'all, let us a little tight. Now, of course, we know it was 1 million vying for the candidacy of Southern Shores. Who? Any idea who that? If there's a candidate, and who was named?
Mistress Danielle Penn Mackey.
Danielle Penn. Danielle Penn is now the candidate for Southern Shores for the Free National
That's
Movement.
all.
But you know, Miriam Emanuel was seeking the candidacy as well.
Yeah.
And quite a number of others in Southern Shores.
Yes.
Yeah. And can you tell us about any other area that you heard of? Carmichael. Who is the candidate?
Mistress Komalafe.
Arinthia Komalafe.
Yes.
Okay, so there you have it. 2. You don't know any others.
No, that's the 2 I asked.
Well, two. Oh, you were pushing for those 2.
Of course.
Now, listen to me. You all, I want to know, we wouldn't discuss candidates tonight, and it's too early for that. We know that the FNM, we know that they have ratified 14 this evening, and moments ago, and we've named 2. But we want to talk about the political organizations overall. What's the temperature like for them? How are they looking and feeling? What's the response? Are they resonating? Are they what's happening then? The FNM appeared to have had a soft candidate launch at the weekend. We see them firm that up just minutes ago. But let's just look at we know the Coalition of Independents has its candidates out there. The Progressive Liberal Party, we can sort of guess to say, hey, they're the incumbent. So more than likely, most of their people will be returning as candidates. Then we see the FNM just moments ago. According to Peggy, don't put me out there on Front Street, because according to you, that the Free National Movement just ratified 14 candidates here in New Providence. Yeah. But you all, with that said though, and that's good. It's good to see all this happening and just playing out and before our eyes. But what are the people saying about each of these organizations?
Peggy and Shanique, we just heard from Wayne Monroe speaking about the leadership of the royal opposition, saying that there's going to be a comparison to be made in 2026. And I'm speaking a bit slow because my heart is still heavy on hearing of the amount of suicides, the amount of violence in this country. And here they are, and I mean, my heart is just wrenching at this particular time, because for 3.5 years, I am certain we have been hurting. I've been screaming and hollering on every platform I could find that, you know what, these people need to get off of their butts, stop traveling, pay attention to the people of this country. The royal opposition needs to put more fire under these people so that our country can reflect a country that is paradise. Mm-hmm. And this has not happened for 3.5 years. For you to stand in the House of Assembly today, to me, it's a mockery of the Bahamian people. We are not happy. We are not at our best. You have Toby over there crying, feeling that, you know what, things are unjust for him. And then today, on DeVoe Street and every other place around this country, people are crying for them.
Now, God, when your argument is strong, keep it strong. Toby cannot. Barabbas coming up in the next segment.
Yeah, but everybody.
Barabbas, can you be given any property on Paradise Island?
Yeah, but everybody, what I'm saying is...
So Toby's fight is different than the regular Bahamian fight.
But that is not what I'm trying to recognize here. The fact is that Toby's of a lighter hue. So everybody,
that don't even matter.
Every Bahamian in this country has a cry. The Greeks have a cry. The Chinese Bahamian has a cry. The Spanish Bahamian has a cry.
What are the Chinese crying about?
But listen to me.
What are they crying about? Eggs.
The price of eggs.
I think the Chinese has produced their own eggs. I'll tell you that.
But my thing is that which of these parties have anything to really truly boast about going into 2026? I personally applaud the third parties for making the attempt to remind us that the government has a responsibility to the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. You do, and you have not done your jobs well at all. On this platform, Shanique Miller's show, Beyond the Headlines, we have mentioned so many things. We spoke about Cornish, he's going to walk, Lanisha Roll, the case we have not even heard lately as to what happens in that particular case. All these things we line up and we have said to you on Beyond the Headlines, issue after issue after issue. Has it been solved? No. But yet you're boasting that you are ready for 2026, and the royal opposition is saying they're ready for 2026. So you're ready for 2026, but were you ready for 2021? That's my issue. You were not ready for 2021. You were not ready for 2022. You were not ready for 2023. You're not ready for 2023 and a half. Now we're going into 2024. I don't even know what Christmas can look like for me. I'm just so glad that we may get a port to give a couple of jobs to a couple of people. But y'all have just failed this country, man. Y'all got to stop and do better. I'm very, very disappointed. Very disappointed. I'm hot.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good that you're hot. Listen, I am just getting some information.
I just want to cuss sometime. Sorry.
Listen.
But he say that.
I just want to do that sometime.
No, but he said that.
You think you're going to let me get away with it one time?
I think just a slip. But anyway, I'll tell you.
I want to tell them what they are. That's just a liability.
Okay.
Listen to me. I want to say. Okay? I want to say this though. I want to say this. I have to, before you speak, Peggy, and I see you smiling widely. You better pull that smile back in now. I just got a call from the chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands. He says, we have ratified no one, none, nobody.
Wow.
and he said that he just called in. He said this. If he says anything else, and he
Who's that? The
he's-
chairman?
Dr. Dwayne San, CEO and chairman of the Free National Movement, has said that the Free National Movement has ratified no one.
Okay, keep it up then.
No one.
I was happy for y'all. At least I
I
said
was
y'all was
happy
making
too.
an
Go
effort,
ahead.
but y'all don't really seem as if y'all want to try.
I'll show you. I'll show
This
you.
is disappointing, man. This is hard.
We
right
should
there.
ride them. See it? Because I'm not going to be made to look like a liar.
But how much bad news are we going to have, Shanique Miller? How much disappointing news are we going to have? I mean, how much could we actually take?
No, it is. Garth, is a lot going on, but also there's a lot going on in terms of what's good. Now, whether or not this administration toots its own horn is a different thing.
So I guess we continue to grow cobwebs waiting for the FNM
I've been
to
trying to
ratify.
tell you this. I'm telling you, we on disappointment
I
street.
was so happy because I came
Well,
prepared.
maybe I'll tell you this. Maybe the Free National Movement has tapped. Remember the tap on the shoulder?
No,
maybe they have officially done that, but they don't want it announced as
I guess
it
they
was.
wanted to do their home rollout. But if it is not the case, and tomorrow it becomes the case, then I will call whomever a liar. I have no problem doing that.
Well, no, but you didn't. But
I will call whomever a liar because if you're calling the show to say the information I receive is incorrect, and tomorrow you make the same announcement because you want to do it, I will call whomever.
Well, in all fairness now, Peggy and Garth, no, the chairman should do it, or the party.
The people just leak out information all
They
the
do.
time.
Of
But
course
this is good. This would have been good information
Yes.
because people are growing cobwebs and turning into skeletons, waiting for the FNM to ratify at least one. And
People listening to Shanique tonight, Peggy, Ms. Shanique Miller, listen to me carefully. This is a man, the CEO and the chairman of the Free National Movement, who has made 4 attempts for the House of Assembly and lost 3 times. You expect greater from him? You really expect greater from your party? You expect a strategy that works? You already have a losing chairman CEO. Let me just be straight with y'all. The best thing y'all can do is try. We just say to you, try. Make an effort, step forward, do something, do anything to change the landscape of this country for better. I mean, I'm biting my lips, I'm kicking my feet, my God, I just don't know what to do with y'all. We need you to get up and go to work. For 3.5 years, you, the royal opposition, has done absolutely nothing to make the PLP accountable. Nothing.
Are you being a little bitter because he just called and said, listen, hold up.
No, I'm not being bitter about that. I'm bitter because we are paying the royal opposition to do a job. And I'm a human resources major, and I'm telling you,
where have they failed?
If I was the CEO, I would fire them today, tonight. I fire you. You have failed. You've not given me my money's worth. I don't want to see you ever in my office again. Go home. That's how I feel about you.
Where, in your opinion, has the FNM failed?
They have failed in leadership in terms of making decisions strongly and being consistent in their arguments. You need to stay on these issues. Immigration is still a huge issue in this country. You talk about it for one day, and then you shut your mouth. You throw a stick out the window. I told people, you throw a stick out on Thursday, and by Monday, nobody talks about it. What type of a clown show y'all running here, man? Stick to your guns, man. If you're going to take a man and wrestle him to the ground, make sure he's flat on his back. That's all I'm simply saying. You playing hand wrestling. You won. I won. This ain't about y'all too. This is about the Bahamian people.
So then let's look at the leaders. Forget organizations.
If you look
for
at
now.
leaders, yes.
Yes. Let's talk leadership then. Let's talk. There's Lincoln Bain. There is Michael Pintard, and of course the Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis.
And I could be mischievous and throw in minutes too.
Whatever you want to do.
I won't be mischievous.
Well, he did have an event.
Let's put in 4 of them in one ring.
He did have an event in Kalani, a very impressive event at the weekend for International Women's Day, where he had Dame Marguerite Pindling, among others there.
And in the realm of how Miles Monroe would put it in terms of leadership, what is a leader? And we look at the characters that are in this ring. You tell me, Peggy Candace, which one looks like a leader to you? And let me see if you could get this right. Multiple choice, A, B, C, or D. I give it to Peggy Candace.
I am so pissed right now, I could say anything.
But piss is not an option in this one. That's option E.
I want to use your option in cussing right now. You think I could allow voters or
I like Michael Quinton. Don't get me wrong. I like Michael Quinton. I like Brave Davis. I even like Lincoln Bain. But this is not about who we like.
Who we like.
This is about getting the job done. As for Lincoln Bain and the Coalition of Independents, I don't think they have the depth to prove to me that they have leadership ability for this country. I'm just saying that effort-wise, I give them an A.
I think.
When it comes to the Progressive Liberal Party, I think y'all just got home, and only because we have indictment talk, look at y'all stop traveling so much. I just being real. And when it comes down to the Free National Movement, you all are expecting a default victory. And I'm saying to you, in 2026, I cannot guarantee you will win by default. But if the people want a change from the present government, you have to get up and do something that's going to be meritorious of the change.
The onus is on this administration, the PLP, to do.
Yes.
To get the people's attention, to convince them that they should trust them again.
Yes.
Peggy, you wanted to jump in?
Yeah, I want to say I like Michael Pintard, but if I would have done a SWOT analysis on him and I reached W as weakness, I would say as CEO, as chairman, is his weakness. Is selecting committee process is his weakness. We don't know whether they're coming or going, and even though Rain Monroe said 2026. January is 2026
correct.
too. So it could be January of 2026.
So
we have to look at the
as it stands
readiness.
right now, the F&M has its pants down.
Off by the ankle, tripping over them. And I thought tonight would have been, I was all prepared to slap them up. And then I got that information. And then, of course, Mr. Chairman,
Leave the chairman. No. Let's respect the chairman.
I don't have to respect him.
Sit right there in this yellow hat, because I want to know what you're wearing yellow for tonight. Respect the chairman. Respect the chairman. He has his position. He has his authority. Let's respect that and let the organization do what it must. Y'all could make people. No, let me drink this water while we go to the break. I thank you very much, Peggy Scott. I thank you very much. What I said, Garth Rosborough.
You could forget me. I'm nobody. I ain't nobody.
Garth Rosborough, thank you very much. Y'all could misbehave, eh? Listen to me. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to make things a little light and happy. Good news. Junkanoo is going to Atlanta, Georgia. We'll talk about that when we come back right after this.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Who are the boss for dancer?
International events and production, Alive, Bahamas Air, Everybody Wins Live, and Field of Vibes Bahamas Weekend presents
the Evolution Concert on Saturday, March 29th at Clifford Park, featuring Vibes Cartel and Friends.
Bahamas, Nassau, where is Saturday the 29th of March?
It's one of the biggest events to hit the shores of Nassau, Bahamas.
Get ready for Adi the Teacher, the Dancehall King, aka the World Boss, Vibes Cartel.
Real bad man, no muggle in a shot.
Log into our official airline Bahamas Air for travel specials. It gets better. We're also giving away a brand new Cybertruck.
And up to $50,000 in cash and prizes at the concert. Compliments of Everybody Wins Live.
Log into our website, feelthevibesweekend.com.
For tickets, tables, skyboxes, and more info.
Visit Ticketflare or email intlevents242@gmail.com.
WhatsApp or call 1242-808-2369.
Remember, Cartel, I did it.
Need a new car for your business? Well, EV Motors and the Bahamas Development Bank have some news for you.
At the Bahamas Development Bank, we are committed to promoting Bahamian businesses and entrepreneurs. With our green lending program, businesses are able to access up to 100% financing to purchase electric vehicles for commercial and fleet use. We are so excited to partner with EV Motors for this initiative to encourage and empower business owners to drive green.
If you haven't visited our dealership on Tonic Williams Starling Highway as yet, we have a wide variety of brand new EVs from some of your favorite brands like Toyota, BYD, and Mercedes-Benz. As the official distributor of Kerry commercial vehicles, we offer a selection of high-performance commercial EVs. Currently, you can purchase the Kerry Cargo Van and the Kerry Elephant Truck, and soon flatbeds and box trucks for all your business needs.
To access up to 100% financing to purchase an EV for your business, you will need to provide us with a few documents: the business plan or executive summary, business license, historical financials, relevant KYC documents, and the vehicle and insurance quote.
With an interest rate of 6.75% and a repayment period of up to 8 years, you don't want to miss this fantastic opportunity.
To apply, visit our website today at bahamasdevelopmentbank.com or give us a call at 702-5700.
Island Lux Sportsbook is taking you to the NBA playoffs. That's right. Every $20 bet placed between February 24th and April 1st earns you an entry to win an all-expense-paid trip to an NBA playoff game. Imagine being in the stands, feeling the energy, and watching your favorite team battle for a championship. The more you bet, the more chances you have to win. So don't miss out. Place your bets now at Island Lux Sportsbook and get ready for the experience of a lifetime. Weekly drawings every Tuesday at 3 p.m. starting March 4th. Visit islandlux.com/sports for more details. Who's ready to fly off to the NBA playoffs?
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, I told you we'll be talking Junkanoo. Justin, I hope you have that little video to show a little bit about Junkanoo World and Barabbas and the Tribe. But in this segment, I am so happy because, you know, Junkanoo is, in fact, remember Barabbas some years ago when I think it was the Washington Post that said Junkanoo is the #1 cultural festival in the world? Well, I'll tell you, Barabbas and the Tribe, Quentin Barabbas Woodside, continues to do his part to let the world recognize and continue to appreciate that, yes, Junkanoo is a premier festival. It deserves its spot in the sun, and in fact, it does. We know that. We love it here locally as well. But Barabbas, you continue to just take Junkanoo to the world. This video that we're looking at, by the way, good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I'm going to get into the exciting news in a minute. An annual thing for you that happens, that you take your group and you just expose them to various cultural festivals around the world and obviously throughout the United States. But the video that we're looking at now, this is a part of the Junkanoo World?
Yes, it is a part of us in Savannah, Georgia. But it's not only Barabbas and the Tribe. We have the Wally Boys there, we have the Saxons there, we have Harbor Island.
Oh, you take you take like a compilation of every group.
Everybody.
This is wonderful.
We have Freeport guys there sometimes. This is our 21st year. So we have over 800 young men.
So the video that we saw was showing highlights of other
Crab
trips.
Shack. Us on the Crab Shack getting ready for the big parade.
Really, really awesome. Let's talk about, first of all, you all leave tomorrow. Who is going to make up the group going?
Okay,
in terms of groups.
Surprise this year, because Junior Junkanoo was so exciting to me.
They're fantastic
always. Oh, it was so exciting
always.
to me. And I normally, for the last 10 years, I only carry 2 young ones all the time, added to the group. So So if they're graduating this year, I will take 2. So I'll take 2 the following year and the following year, so they grow into it. So this year, we have over 15 from various schools.
15 junior Junkanoo.
From various schools.
Because they work hard and they put on a great show as well. This is good, sort of like, hey, good job.
Yeah, and actually, some of my guys working in Defense Force now, police officers, flying plane in Dubai, flying Bahamas airplane. They have great jobs right now. And John Doe's on the Family Island, so I had to call some senior guys who've been with me for the last 21 years. They say, hey, I need y'all to drive. I need drivers because we have a lot of young ones.
So how many people you're taking in total?
43 from here.
Awesome.
43 from New Providence. And then we have another maybe 30 odd. We have from Miami. We have Ronnie Cash.
So you're picking up Bahamians everywhere.
Yeah.
To
and
all
meet us
go.
up there.
Yes. This is really.
Everybody knows the Saxon's Ronnie Cash. He'll be up there. Ronnie Cash is a great ambassador for the Bahamas. He's a super Saxon superstar. Then we have the ones from Shaw University, a lot of young guys from Shaw University. Now, a lot of them right now is teaching, so they wouldn't even be able to make it. Some of them back home here teaching right now, so that is good. And then we have Atlanta crew. We have the Atlanta crew. They're gonna meet us down there. Then we have some who live in Savannah. So we have a big group at the end of the day.
So
we live like Bay Street.
What is this festival that you've been attending and taking Bahamians on to and exposing them for the last 21 years in Savannah, Georgia? What is it called and how does it look?
All right. This is St. Patrick's Day Parade. This is the biggest parade in Savannah, Georgia on the 17th of March. It will take place. Now, this is my first time home and time change on me because we normally be there for 2 weeks. But we have a parade on the island of Tybee Island on Saturday. So that they normally be away and spread out. So we normally be there for 2 weeks. But this is our short trip this year. So we have one on Tybee Island, which is the Heritage Festival would be on the island of Tybee Island, and then that would be on Saturday. So we'll perform in that. And then we will perform on Monday to Savannah, Georgia, St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Awesome.
But every day we will be performing at the Crab Shack. The Crab Shack is a beautiful place. Mr. Jack Flanagan, he has traveled to the Bahamas numerous times for the last 70 years of his life.
Well, it's called the Crab Shack for a reason.
The Crab Shack, yep.
Crab and Junkanoo.
That's it. And he's traveled, him and his entourage come and gamble here for many, many years. Second home owners. They get married here. So we have a lot of the Gullers. We go on tours, so the children will enjoy this trip, and I'm going to enjoy it because we have some from C.C. Sweeney, we have some C.H. Reeve, we have some Aaron Bailey. We even have one from a junior high school, Sadira. Everybody knows Sadira, a beautiful Valley girl. She is all over on the posters. She have one of the little ones in her care from one of the primary, I think, junior high school. So, yes, we have a lot of young ones, and they're excited. We had 2 practices, and to see they come from different walks of life.
That's what Junkanoo does. I like that.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So they don't know one another. Now they just compete with one another just the other day. And when they practice, they say, listen, that's how y'all just play that song? Okay, we play that in the B flat. So this one played at A sharp. And I seen they getting to know one another. New names. We live in Camp Road, the next one in Baintown, the next one Carmichael Road. And that is beautiful. That is beautiful because right now, when they come back home, they're gonna know one another. They're gonna stay in touch with one another. So it share that bond.
Yes.
And that's what we're supposed to do. They say each one reach one, but we reaching hundreds.
You've been doing that, and
Yeah.
then for, more than 21 years. This is when you've been attending that festival, but you've been doing that through Junkanoo, and even what you've created in Junkanoo World, you have been doing that really for decades now.
Yes, Jenny, it's beautiful because when Kimi come home from Dubai, he come and bring his baby, and he say, "See, Papa," and that's not my child. That's not my biological child, and There's so many of them, all the Tabori and Perry and Perry Johnson. 90%, a lot of the Bleaks band.
Yeah, I know.
Perry Johnson.
I know Tabori, the great Valley boy.
Right, and Perry say, man, listen, his sons just get, one of them just gets scout in the major leagues, and they grow up in the yard playing like this, and it's a great feeling. Now, we carrying over 15 young ones. Their daddy used to perform with me in Savannah, Georgia. Their uncle, their cousins, and the number 21, when you said that earlier, they're in the yard right now parking. They have drums and so forth. And I say, how old are you? He say 21. And then three of them 21. And I say, you know what, we've been going to St. Patrick's Day Festival for 21 years now. And the rest, the ones in school, they 16 and 15 and 13. We've been going there before they was born. And that's the beauty.
And it's so beautiful because this legacy you have created, you're now bringing younger ones on, and they're having just as great an appreciation for it as you did when you started.
Yes, and you know, I tell them to be better than me. So the guy from Harbor Island, Joey, would say, Bravos, it's going to be hard to be better than you because I don't know who's going to fill your shoes when you go. I say, but as long as you all just keep taking the chip off my blocks and taking it, putting it together, you guys can do it. I know you can do it. Because when we reach there, let me give you the rundown.
Yes, of course.
On Sunday, well, actually, we're going to reach in on Wednesday night, God's Beer, tomorrow night. Thursday morning, every child is going to go shopping. That's number one. Everyone. Most of them never been to the United States. 90% of them never been to the United States. So we're taking them shopping, and they're going to show everybody how they live. We live like the biggest house in Life of Keys. The people treat us very well.
Oh,
very,
so
very
a nice
well.
Airbnb and everybody's together.
Very well. We have 4 big homes. So we'll be split up, 4 big, huge homes. And then we go to church. We'll play at the Crab Shack on Friday. Then we go to church. Then we play on Saturday. But we do Sunday. We wouldn't miss church. We do All Sing Church. Everybody go to church. And they will have like a people to people. They share their food. So we'll cook some. You do comforters. You do some lobster salad. We share our macaroni and cheese. They go crazy with that. And they can cook good too, because they Gullah people. They people like us. That's where some of our ancestors came from.
Yeah, I heard that accent that they use that sounds a lot like Bahamian.
Oh yeah.
Or Bahamas. Yeah. So, I just want you all to be a little more healthy when you go to, like, you know what I mean, in terms of what you're eating. Like,
you see this?
That's just a bunch of butter, fat, salt.
All right. Now, the good thing about this,
yes,
the children go crazy for that. Now, when we carry our own chef, because they pack the houses with food what we ask them to put there.
Okay.
So we have opportunity to eat in the Crab Shack all day, and we have opportunity to cook our own food. So we have our peas and rice and our soup, pea soup and stuff like that. So we carry our food, all our conch. We carry our Bahamian dish, because you can be there for 2 weeks. That ain't mama cooking. So thank you very much for that, though. But the guys can go crazy with those crab legs and stuff.
Of course, yes,
absolutely. Yeah, and then the big parade would be on Monday.
And St. Patrick's Day parade is like throughout the United States. It's a huge deal, and so obviously there are going to be tens of thousands, if not more, people out there at the parade in Savannah. So that's really awesome.
And guess what? Everybody. Listen, when you travel, you don't need no money. Unbelievable. You don't need I tell the boys, pack very, very light, because y'all gonna go shopping. See, we know about shopping. They're gonna go buy 3 tennis and all that stuff. So pack light, because they're gonna go shopping. They're gonna have a good time. I give them a sponsor sheet so they can go to their parents, their family members, teachers, godparents, and whoever.
So you help them raise money so that they can really have this wonderful, enriching experience as well.
That sponsor sheet, if they $20 a block. If they follow the whole block, each child have $1,100 to put in their pocket. And each child has $1,100 if they follow out the whole block. Now, however, we have some with challenge. I just took one through me. I say, how are you working with your sponsor sheet? $30? I say, what? I said, no, come, jump in this car, Saturday. Jump in the car. I said, you live in Baintown. So I pull up with all the boys that's be under the tree and in the blocks and the hood brothers. I tell them what you're going to do. They traveling, good afternoon. They have a trip coming up. And we'd like for you to sponsor me, please. I say, talk.
And the guys did.
How you mean?
That's so awesome.
A couple $100.
They are good hearts.
Everybody, $50,
yes,
$20.
They are good hearts regardless of the neighborhood, regardless of the community. There are good hearts everywhere.
Exactly. And the fellas say, man, you ain't shy. You're a Baintown brother. And we see you passing up and down. All you have to say, you traveling with Barabbas. So when he came out with hundreds, couple $100. So I said, now let's go the fish fry. A couple of my big brothers down there. And he gets them all. So he's up to like $300-400 easily. So that's his shopping money. Now one young one done followed a whole one, whole sheet.
1,100.
1,100.
That's right.
So, and that's the beauty of it. So they're gonna shop for their. Last time I see one, when he went to the shop, he shopped for his little sister, his mom, and everybody. And the mother cried. She called me, said, "Man, bro, I was like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad for my child. Look how they living." We don't live like no pop. We live big time.
So good.
Great opportunities. Yes. Great opportunities. The children gonna have some opportunities to go to school and college as well.
Yeah.
Mr. Flanagan him and all of the people on Tybee Island. They love us. Shanique, when the hurricane devastated the country, they auctioned off a Mercedes and Harley Davidson. We flew over, withdraw it, and we helped a lot of people from Freeport and here. Abaco who needed help.
Wow.
So these people, they gave us the key for the city.
Awesome.
They gave us a holiday.
An honorary resident.
They give us a holiday with the 18th of March. They celebrate the holiday on Tybee Island.
Yeah.
And they deputize us, so we deputy sheriff as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so,
Go ahead.
Man, it's unbelievable. And we're going to have a great time.
No, you absolutely will. Once again, Barabbas takes this group of close to 100 people, really, or if not just over 100 people. He takes them to Savannah tomorrow. They get there sometime tomorrow evening. But this is really awesome. Of course, this is all being sponsored by the Crab Shack and by Savannah, Georgia, and Tybee Island. There in the Georgia area. This is really awesome. Continue the great work, Barabbas. Of course, this is Quinton Barabbas Woodside. Barabbas has a wonderful Junkanoo World experience there. Which area is that again?
An outfield, right on top of Horseshoe Drive.
Yes.
And guess what? Surprise. Before we close out.
Barabbas don't know. I want to hear that music. Go ahead, Barabbas.
All right. Before we close out, well, we have the minister just called me this morning, say he's going to donate something to this trip.
Youth Sports and Culture?
Youth Sports and Culture is going to sponsor something for the trip. And Mr. Alfred says, had me on the phone with the Deputy Prime Minister. He's going to sponsor something for the trip. And thank God for that. So things are looking up.
You're really going shopping now.
Yeah, we're going shopping.
Yeah, absolutely. Barabbas, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Continue to do an excellent job in reaching and impacting lives. That's the important things which you're doing right now, especially with the young men that you're carrying, the largest number really for the 21 years. Super, really awesome. Thank you once again. Safe trip. Have an enjoyable time and represent us well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
Enjoy.
I want to thank, of course, at the top of tonight's show, my panelists, Peggy Scott and Garth Rosborough. Of course, I want to thank Quinton Barabbas, how you can get up live.
Oh, sorry.
Barabbas, sit down, hear me say good night. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.